Before getting started with this project, prep work is the most important. I'll be taping off the wooden legs with some frog tape. The next step is to thoroughly clean your piece. It is time to address the cat scratches. I would take a fine grit sandpaper and just knock down some of the leather that maybe has been peeled up. We'll move on to taking the Bond and Flex. Just ice the areas that have the cat scratches like you would a cake, or if you're filling a hole with putty or anything like that. Once you feel like you have enough of the Bond and Flex covering all of your scratch surfaces, wet the glove that you're wearing and just smooth over the surfaces to get rid of any weird bumps or ridges to prep for a nice even surface to lay your paint down on. Once I'm done smoothing out all the Bond and Flex, I'm going to give this ample time to completely dry before I go ahead and begin painting. Your next step is to take a rough sandpaper and just knock down some of the high points from the Bond and Flex. This is just going to be prepping your surface once again for an even, streak-free coat of paint. It is finally time to paint. Dip your brush into the paint and paint it on the chair like you would if you were painting a wall or painting any other sort of thing. There's really no technique needed for this because that's what the roller is going to do. Once you've laid down your first coat of paint, you're gonna take your roller so that you're eliminating any brush strokes that you've created and you're coming back to this natural leather texture. So after I finished applying my second coat, I went ahead and let my chair dry overnight just to make sure everything was good to go before putting my seat cushion back onto the chair. Here it is, all finished. I could not be happier with the way that it turned out. I love that you can see the leather texture still through the paint. It does not look like I painted this chair at all. The best thing about this project is you can pick your paint color. I totally could have repainted this the same chocolate brown.
The thrift store is full of solid pieces of vintage and antique furniture just waiting for a new life. And the secret ingredient to transforming and upcycling some of these pieces is fabric softener. For this project, I took a trip to my favorite thrift store and spotted this vintage solid wood chair for $25 that had beautiful carvings and was super comfortable to sit in. To start, I began sanding the wood portion of the chair with 80 grit sandpaper and an orbital sander to remove the bulk of the stain from the arms, legs, and back of the chair. Because this chair had lots of grooves and small spaces where the orbital sander couldn't reach, I sanded the rest of the stain off by hand with 80 grit sandpaper, then went into all the nooks and crannies with my Dremel. To remove the remainder of the stain, I sprayed the wood with oven cleaner, allowed it to sit for about 30 minutes, then used a stiff brush to scrub it down. Once I was done scrubbing, I washed all the oven cleaner off and allowed it to dry overnight. The next day, I did a final sanding with 220 grit sandpaper, then used a brush to remove all the dust from the crevices and vacuumed the entire chair. Next, I painted on some wood conditioner to the wood, allowed that to dry for about 30 minutes, then stained it first in the color Early American, then I went in with a gel stain in the color Hickory. Once again, I allowed the wood to dry overnight. Once the stain was completely dry, I used my upholstery cleaner to deep clean all the fabric, then I taped off the wood around the upholstered sections. To transform the upholstery, I first mixed a base coat of fabric paint, which was 1 part latex paint to 2 parts fabric softener. I started off with about 4 ounces of paint and 8 ounces of fabric softener and mixed it all together. Before painting the upholstery, I used a water bottle to spray the fabric and used my hand to ensure that there was even distribution of the water. Then I applied a light layer of paint to all of the upholstery, allowed it to dry for a few hours, then went in for a second layer of the base coat. Once the first 2 coats of paint were dry, I used a 400 grit sanding block to lightly sand the paint, then wiped away the dust. Next, I mixed up a batch of the final color paint, again using 4 ounces of paint and 8 ounces of fabric softener, then sprayed the fabric with water and applied the next coat. I allowed the paint to dry for a few hours, then applied 3 additional coats in the same way for a total of 6 coats. I found that it was important for the fabric to be wet before applying the next coat of paint, but I only found the need to sand twice throughout the whole process. Once the paint was dry, I added a layer of feed-in wax to the wood portions of the chair instead of sealing it with a top coat because I liked the look of the raw wood best. Now the chair is complete. I'm so happy with how it turned out. It went from a dated chair to a more stately piece of furniture that fits my style so much better, and what really made the biggest impact was painting the fabric. I hope this tutorial inspired you to upcycle a thrifted piece of furniture with some DIY fabric paint.
I used a funnel and I poured half a cup of white vinegar, 1/4 a cup of coconut oil, or you can use olive oil for this if you don't have any coconut oil on hand, half a teaspoon of dish soap, and I just use regular old Dawn dish soap for this, and then 30 drops of fragrance or essential oils. I use the Thieves essential oil drops, but you can use whatever essential oil is your favorite for this project. After that, I replaced the spray nozzle on top, and now it's ready to go. To use this leather cleaner, you're going to want to test out an inconspicuous spot on your couch first to make sure it works. When I did this, I simply turned over one of my back cushions and I started spraying and cleaning there. I used a microfiber cloth to apply the cleaner with. I then rubbed it in on circular motions and I let it dry for a few hours just to make sure that there weren't any interactions with the leather and the cleaner. After the hours were up, I used my do-it-yourself leather cleaner to clean my entire vintage leather sofa. I have a total of 4 leather sofas in my home, as well as a leather chair and ottoman, so you can imagine I use this regularly to keep them shiny and fresh.
I found this storage box at the thrift store, and it's the perfect size for my file folders. I'm not crazy about the pattern, so I'm going to use some paint to give it a look that I really like. To start, I'm going to use some black paint to help cover up that pattern. It's also going to be the base for the final look. When painting fabric, I always find it best to water it down a little bit. I have a container with about a cup of water here, and I'm going to add some of my paint into it. Once it's mixed together, it's ready to use. Now that the first coat of paint is dried, I want to add a second. The black paint has covered the pattern beautifully, and now I want to add the brown paint. I've thinned it out with a little bit of water as well, and I'm going to use a chip brush to apply it. I love the loose and uneven bristles on the chip brush, and they help to create a textured pattern in the paint. I don't have to worry about covering the black paint completely, as it will look more natural with a little bit peeking through the brown. The final step to making my faux leather look real is to cover the paint with wax. The wax gives the paint a really nice supple feel that mimics real leather. I really do wish you could feel it. I'm thrilled with how good this storage box looks now. The leather gives it a warm, natural aged feel that I absolutely love. I hope this inspired you to give your storage a makeover as well. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Home Talk. I'll see you next time.